Welcome to the third video in our series Understanding Depression. Previously we talked about how to recognise depression and explored the cycle of depression. In this presentation we will look at what treatments are available and what kind of things people can do to help themselves. We'll also hear from Briege, who shares her own personal experience of managing depression. We know that it's often hard to ask for help, especially when we need support with our mental health. Sometimes we find it hard to put into words or describe exactly what and how we're feeling. But the first step in anyone's recovery is getting the help that we need. Our first port of call is usually our GP, who will assess what we tell them and decide whether or not they can look after us, or if we need more specialist care from someone else. It may be that we need a referral to a mental health team or for talking therapies, such as psychotherapy or cognitive behavioural therapy. Another treatment is medication, usually in the form of antidepressants. It's often the case that you will be prescribed a low dose to start with to see if things improve, and then your GP will assess whether or not an increase is necessary. Self-help and self-management refer to the things we can do to help ourselves feel better and to manage our symptoms. It might be as simple as trying out some of the exercises in a self-help book on depression, or making sure we have some regular time out to relax, or even starting to keep a gratitude journal. Your doctor will discuss the best course of action with you, and what they suggest for you might be different to what they recommend for someone else, but it will very much depend on the type and severity of your particular depression. There is actually a lot we can do to help ourselves when we're feeling low or depressed. The key is to only do what is possible for you in your current situation. Self-care and self-management should not become burdensome and something that overwhelms or exhausts us. It is always helpful to learn as much as you can about whatever your condition is. Your GP can give you some information on depression, and there's also really useful information in the Finding Hope Guide, which has been written by the Recovery College and available to view on the Western Trust website. At the end of this video, we have listed some informative and interesting websites that you might like to look at. The Recovery College runs short courses and workshops on all aspects of mental health. The courses are free, open to everyone, and are a great way to learn in a friendly and relaxed group setting. Learning about yourself and your condition can help you identify the things that help you and what might be less helpful. Making sure we take our medication at the same time every day, getting enough sleep, and eating regular meals may sound boring, but they are a foundation that we can build on with other self-care tools, such as practicing a daily relaxation technique or getting outside for even a short walk every day. Support groups can be a fantastic source of inspiration and learning, and there are also online support forums. Again, you can find details of these in the Finding Hope book.
Hello, my name is Briege, and I'm here to share with you my experience of depression. For 30 years now, I've had periods of deep depression that really could last from 6 months or at best 3 weeks. I'm not going to sugarcoat things, as most of you know that depression stinks. It's awful. But I have come through this many times now, and I'm here to tell you about some of the important discoveries that I have made along the way. When things were so low for me and hope was nowhere in sight, significant other people carried that hope for me and with me until I could see and feel it for myself. And I always did. They knew I would come through this, and they waited with me. This support and belief held me up until I was ready to stand on my own 2 feet again. Another discovery: I fought against depression for a long time, burying my head in the sand, blaming others, blaming jobs, drinking too much, running away. Becoming more aware of myself and my behaviours through CBT was really a big step towards acceptance. Learning about mental health and wellness took away the fear and the stigma that I had been carrying for a long time. I joined Recovery College and signed up for as many courses as I could. Ultimately, I stopped beating myself up for having depression. I learned about self-compassion, and this was a big eye-opener for me. I had constantly compared myself to others, and this really wasn't very good for my self-belief. This then leads me on to another discovery I made, which is about taking responsibility for myself. I had the ability to learn about and take steps towards improving my life. This meant taking my medication routinely, keeping in touch with the mental health team, cutting down on alcohol or cutting it out at times, building a routine into my day, completing my own RAP Wellness Recovery Action Plan, and making time to get more in touch with myself. I made the changes that were necessary for my recovery. Every one of us faces challenges at some stage in our lives. Mine was experiencing depression for the first time as a young university student. This was so tough for me, as I had no idea what was happening, where to go or what to do. I didn't know then that this would continue to be a part of my life for more than 30 years. So I learned, I endured, I managed, I accepted, and I asked for help when I needed it, when I could. I am so very happy with the life I now have, and continue to know that recovery is always foremost in my mind.
You may like to watch our other short videos in our Understanding Depression series, The Cycle of Depression and What is Depression, and you can enrol with the Western Trust Recovery College. If this video has raised any issues for you and you require support with your mental health and already have a key worker, please do get in touch with them. Otherwise, make contact with your GP. Alternatively, you can telephone Lifeline or the Samaritans, who both offer free 24-hour, 7-day-a-week helplines.